What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video, and on this video it is going to be, I wouldn't say a trade recap. I'm just going to go over some setups that I could have taken but did not take them because, like I said, you don't really want to risk it on a trade when it's a 50-50 trade, right? So let's go ahead and get started on these setups. But yeah. Okay, so first things first, the very first setup that I did see was going to be on gold, and that was for gold buys. Okay, if we go to the higher time frames on gold, we can see that we have been picking up momentum to go to the upside, right? If we go to the lower time frames, as you guys can see, we had also a break of structure. Let's see, let's turn this on. All right, these are our sessions right here. We had to push to the upside. London session did come down, but now we're picking up momentum to go back up to the upside. Okay, so this was at 825. Did see a trade right here. So you guys can see we had a gap, or we had a demand zone right here with a gap in between. Look at this. We still have that gap. It did not fill in this gap. Okay. And then we did ended up tapping the zone, and we started rejecting immediately. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna take a break of the candle setup. We did end up getting that candle, right? We already hit a 1-to-1, right? I was targeting this high, but I did not enter this trade. Reason being why, I don't know why, but Tradeovate or whatever it is, I guess my broker is saying that my contracts are close to getting liquidated or stuff like that, and so I wasn't able to place the right trade even though I was on the right month. And yeah, so I was just like, okay, it is what it is. Decided to just not take gold. Could have ended up as a win, but like I said, did not ended up letting me take the trade. But either way, we didn't end up catching this high. We instead, if someone did take up this trade, we ended up getting stopped out. Zone did get invalidated, but then a few minutes later, boom, we had a huge push to the upside, taking out London's highs, right? So it's very unfortunate. If we go to the 1 minute, EMAs were good, but it's just like once the EMAs are flat and on the middle, price is just going to consolidate. But in this case, price didn't consolidate, and we did push to the upside, and now we're just pushing even higher. But yeah, that was the first setup that I should have taken, which kind of ended up as a winning trade. And then we're gonna go to the second setup on NQ. Alright, so on NQ, this was 825, right? As you guys can see, we have been dumping for a good amount of time. We haven't had a pullback in New York session for a good minute, right? As you guys can see, the 200 EMA is way above it, right? I was low-key looking for a reversal trade even though we were counter-trending, right? Because look, reason being why we didn't have a pullback, we have some highs that haven't gotten tapped into. We had a gap above us, so in the higher time frames, it did look right to go for a buy, but on the lower time frames, it didn't. It did not look good to go for a buy, right? But let's see what happens. All right. So as you guys can see on market open, we had a big candle breaking this low right here. We had a huge candle to the downside. Decided to mark up this zone for a 5 minute. What was this? 5 minute supply zone, right? We did get it tapped into. Let's see, it was this candle right here. I was tempting to go for a break of the candle trade and target this nearest low, which would have left me at a, well, not a 1-on-1, but I would have went for a 1-to-2, which did end up happening. But very unfortunate that I did not end up taking this trade, just because to me it looked like a 50-50 setup, right? Because the reason being, like I said, reason why I think it was a 50-50, because the higher time frames we had gaps above us, right? We had some highs that uh, we haven't tested, and as well as we haven't gotten a pullback in a good minute on NQ. And look at the 200 EMA, we're so far apart. Every time I look at any trades that I'm gonna take when the 200 is EMA, let's say I'm following the trend, it's always reversing. Always reversing. But sometimes, in this case, it did not reverse and actually kept continuing to go with the trend. And yeah, and we kept dumping. But yeah, it is what it is. Like I said, I don't like taking these type of trades where there's a 50% chance of me losing and a 50% chance of me winning, right? But in other cases, if I wasn't thinking about the other 50%, right, this would have ended up being a good trade, and we would have caught a 1 or 2 RR. But I mean, I didn't lose money, so I'm good. But I also didn't make money, which is not good as well. But it is what it is. Like I said, we're just gonna move forward to next week. I will be live trading all next week, Monday to Thursday, just because NFP is next week. But make sure you guys join the Discord, completely free. I am gonna be live trading on there every single day, so make sure to join that. But yeah, other than that, boys, make sure you guys like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
Se meten los de las capuchas, andan bien truchas, lo que en el radio se escucha. Güey, no pesa